Hey, Living Hope Church family, I want to give you a quick update on where we're at as a church. It's May 15th. It's actually my daughter's 30th birthday today. Can you believe that? Woo-hoo! And I want to talk about the importance of gathering, and then I want to tell you about some of the biblical principles that we as leaders are trying to operate under as we launch or aim for June 7 as our reopening. Regarding gathering, in Hebrews chapter 10, it says, "Let us not forsake the assembling of ourselves together, as is the habit of some, but encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." And we've not been able to gather for about 2 months now, and it pains me greatly. With this virus, we've had to do the shelter in place, and we've done the live stream only, and that's been great to an extent, but it's not the same as when we come together. And the Bible says that it's important we come together regularly and we not get out of the habit of doing that. And I'm a little concerned, to be honest, that people would get so accustomed to watching church in their PJs at home that when we do regather, they may just kind of get a little lazy and flippant and think, I don't really need to go back to church. And I would encourage you to not do that. Now, again, for those of you that have health issues, you're in that high-risk category, you have autoimmune issues like my wife, we never want you to feel any pressure to come back. Please, you make sure you do that which you're comfortable with and what you've consulted maybe with your doctor and other things, because yes, this virus is very serious and we would never want to put anybody in harm's way. So that aside, for those of you that are healthy and you've been out of the habit of coming, I just want to encourage you biblically, it's important that we gather. There's something special that happens, and they've done a number of studies just on what it does to our human psyche when we are with other people, interacting. And we're going to do the social distancing, we're going to space the chairs apart, we're going to do all that stuff the CDC recommends. At the same time, there's something special when we gather together. And so just encourage you in that regard. Secondly, what are some of the biblical principles that we're seeking to look at when it comes to reopening? Because we don't want to reopen too soon and put people in harm's way, because just like we have a security team on Sundays to protect people physically, we believe we need to protect people spiritually from bad doctrine, but physically from a virus. And it's not as easy as reopening a Walmart or a restaurant. And here's why. We're in a room with recirculating air. When you sing, you put out particles. You're breathing more heavily when you sing, and that's part of corporate worship. And so all of that does mean it's just more complicated. We're in a covered area for an hour plus, and all of that is just different than reopening other areas of our society. So we're not acting in fear. I can tell you that right now. 2 Timothy 1:7 says God's not given us a spirit of fear. And we do not walk in fear. We trust God. At the same time, the second part of that verse says He's given us a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So no fear, sound mind. Those are the two things that you've got to bring together. And a sound mind says we want to be careful. We want to do the social distancing. We're going to have the building sanitized. We're going to have people that are going to be wiping door handles. We're not going to give out bulletins. We're not going to pass offering plates. All that stuff we're going to do because that's a sound mind. And so you combine that, the no fear, sound mind, and that's what we're seeking to do. And then secondly, in Mark 12, we know the two greatest commandments. What are they? Love your neighbor, love God, love your neighbor as yourself. Well, what's love your neighbor as yourself? I've always loved this definition. Love is doing the highest good for the other, regardless of the cost to self. So it's not about me and what I want. When I come in corporate worship, I need to do what's best for others. And we're not going to require a mask, but we're going to encourage you to wear a mask. Our leaders will be wearing masks. And so we're going to do things that protect others, because that's loving others. And I talked to a guy this week, and he says, as a person he's diabetic and he's overweight, and he says, if I come back to church and I saw nobody wearing a mask, it would make me a little more nervous to be there. And again, that doesn't mean everybody has to wear a mask, but it's just saying that we do things that will show love for other people, and we not make it just about what we want. And so those are just some things that are on our heart, and please stay informed through constant contact, through our app. And by the way, go to our mobile app, and you'll see at the very top, you begin to register for the service you'll come to on June 7, because we'll have limited seating. And so if we know one service fills, then we'll send you to the next service. But and we're even going to prepare for overflow if need be. So we want to be well prepared as a church. Again, tentatively, we're looking to June 7. That could change, who knows? But just know our heart in this. We can't wait to be back together. We want it to be a positive experience, and we want to do that which honors God and shows proper love to our neighbor.